Hello, hello, everyone.
Everyone.
Hello, yes. So we are live with Tim today. He's going to share his knowledge about digital marketing, SEO, a bit of Google Ads, maybe some help for entrepreneurs that want to grow an online presence, people that are engaged with their content, stuff like that. And also he's gonna give some tips to people that want to start a career in digital marketing. So people, if you can you tell us if the sound is good? So let us know if the sound is good. But I think it's good because I've been doing this times. So yes, let me check if the sound is good.
So on my end, it says everyone can see and hear you. That's good.
Okay, perfect. Okay, awesome. All right. So Tim, first question for people listening to us is,
maybe should I like introduce myself a little bit? Maybe.
Yeah.
Was that the first question?
My bad. Yes, I thought maybe that was going to be in that question, but yes. So let's you can introduce yourself.
All right. So my name is Tim. I'm from Germany, and I run a very small local SEO or SEO agency. My clients come from all around the globe. They are from the UK, the States, Australia, New Zealand, some even Germany. Yeah, you name it. So that's basically it.
Okay, awesome. And yeah, I got to know Tim he was one of my Google Ads coaches 2 years ago about. So yeah, he really helped me, and the rest is history. So first question, Tim, how the hell did you get into digital marketing?
Well, I studied business communication. That was probably the first contact point that I had, the first touch point. And then I started at the same time my first affiliate website in 2015. Actually, when I look back, I had no idea what I'm doing. So it was just an affiliate website. I didn't know anything about SEO or how to push that website in the rankings. I just thought like do something, and that would be good. So then I did that, and it was more of a side project the whole time. And then it was actually constant because I didn't see any results. I couldn't make any profit from it. So I was constantly hunting for ways to make a living online. And I seriously wanted to force that because I couldn't imagine working for someone else for the rest of my life. So I'm not saying, everyone should follow the same path, and I'm not saying that everyone should do what I did, but it wasn't just what I expected, and it wasn't what I wanted for myself. So so I had this affiliate site, and then I started Amazon FBA, fulfillment of Amazon, or like what is that actually? Fulfillment by Amazon, I think.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I just tested it. I don't know. It was a big fail, but it was so much to learn.
Yeah, it's a whole different
thing. Yeah, it was crazy because when I remember the first time I did that, there was something wrong with the supplier and the distribution, and so I ended up with, I don't know, probably 25 huge boxes in my apartment, and I didn't know where to store them. It was so many of them, and I didn't have any space for anything. It was just like a little labyrinth where I had to go where I had to find a way to my kitchen and things like that. So it was really crazy. But the whole thing failed. So it was a big learning.
I have a question. Did you get the chance to put your products on Amazon? Because sometimes
of course. I mean, definitely. I mean, I sent those boxes to the Amazon fulfillment center, and they did the rest for me. It was very easy, but when I started, I thought like, oh man, all these people make so much money using the FBA system, and why shouldn't I? So, and then I realized, oh my God, that's so much you have to care about. So it's like, you know, after the FBA thing, I started a drop shipping store.
Okay.
And which failed.
That's good. That's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
And after that,
I mean, that's good that you did it. It failed, and you move on maybe to something next.
absolutely. The next thing was I started another drop shipping store.
Oh, you didn't learn. You didn't learn.
And guess what? It failed. So it failed again. And after a while, I realized, okay, when you want to be successful in digital marketing these days, it is not like choosing something like Amazon FBA or a dropshipping store is probably a little bit difficult, because you have to deal with so many other things. You know, you have to deal with. I was dealing with Chinese suppliers. You know, it was crazy, like negotiating things with them. It's like it's not like negotiating something with someone in Germany or in the US or in Canada. It was really difficult, and then you have to take care of the taxes, of the shipping costs, and the distribution channel, and whatever, all these things, and it's just was so overwhelming for me. And after a while, I realized, okay, that's just crazy. How do people do that actually? So because when you're ready, you know, when everything is set up and you're ready to sell things, you're not ready at all, because you have to market the whole store. So and I didn't realize that back then. I was like, man, how do I get customers? You know, it was like the biggest question at all. And I was like, oh my God, I just totally forgot about that. So I had the perfect store, you know, I had the perfect store, and I wasn't able to get customers. And I was like, oh my God, man, what did I do? So much, it was so time expensive, you know, it just cost me so much time and effort. And and then after a couple of months again, I was so frustrated with my life. I just Googled for how to make money online, and
Yeah.
there was something inside of me that always said, man, don't search for things like that, because you'll get scammed anyway. And I was like, okay, just do it. And yeah, then I landed on an affiliate website. It's called what was it called? A legendarymarketer.com.
Okay.
It was a good thing to land on that site, because I learned what marketing is about, but I didn't understand their concept at first. So it took me a while. It took me a few months to understand that. But it kind of guided me to Google Ads and SEO, and yeah, that was when I realized there is a big market and the market needs me.
Yeah, a big demand.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, big demand. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just want to mention something to people that may be watching, that dropshipping does work, and Amazon FBA does work, but the chances that you're going to fail, you're probably going to fail. But it does work.
Absolutely. I'm not saying it doesn't work, right? I'm not saying that at all. No. All that stuff works, but I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it work.
And even if you're a professional, like I have a friend. She started doing drop shipping, but like she was putting $1 on Facebook, and she got back $1 only.
Okay.
So she wasn't making no profit, but that's her job. She's working in agencies or for big company that spend like millions of dollars per year,
Yeah.
but she couldn't make it happen. Like I don't know if she tried long enough, but yeah, it's chance also. Dropshipping, like if you find a good product, not a lot of competition. Yeah, so
yeah, although
anyway,
you have
to mention it, it's possible. I don't do that, but yeah, it's possible. So yeah, thank you. I find your story very inspiring, because I've been there also, like trying stuff by myself. I think people that a lot of people that are entrepreneurs or open agencies, consultant, a lot of them tried doing so many stuff, how to make money online, like you and me. And yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, absolutely.
So second question for Tim. Tim, do you think it's important to have a degree in marketing to work in digital marketing? Do you think
no, absolutely not. I mean, every information can be found online for free. Every time, you know, you can straight away go to the internet and find every information. So you don't need someone to teach that to you. Although it can guide you towards a specific marketing niche, but it's not necessary from my perspective. When I look back to my, so I studied business communication a few years ago, and it was more like scratching the surface of all these different things. And probably the only beneficial thing I learned back then was maybe analyzing statistical numbers and data tables. So, for example, if you want to draw conclusions from something and you have, let's say, two variables, then you run the experiment and both numbers show you a correlation. So, but the reality is those two variables might have nothing to do with each other. So that's what you have to figure out. So the correlation exists because A increases and B increases equally, but we need to know here that it doesn't mean that A affects B and B affects A. So it's called spurious correlation. You know, I see that all the time in the SEO field because people change something and then they see specific results, but those two things have nothing to do with each other most of the time. So they, I don't know, in SEO, they or local SEO, they change the description in the Google My Business listing, and then on the next day their rankings go up, and they think, oh my God, I changed the description and the rankings go up. That has to be a correlation. There has to be that's the reason why it went up. And it's funny because there's a great example from Germany. I don't know if that's a story you've ever heard about, but it's a story about storks delivering human babies. Have you heard about that story?
No, I haven't heard about it.
It's like, you know, some people have a red spot on the back of the head, like on their neck here. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So that's the point where the stork bites on. That's why it's so red. You know, that's the story behind that. And the story goes like that: the story would fly into towns carrying babies to families and dropping them down the chimney like a gift, you know, so far so good. And so now someone noticed in Germany, so there's a correlation in some areas in Germany between the human birth rate and the population of storks. So it says human birth rate has increased, and at the same time, the stork population increased equally. So now you could come to a conclusion like the more storks, the more human babies. But
I had only one course in statistics. I did a certificate, 1 year certificate in administration, and my math. Well, it was a math teacher in the math program, but he came in the business class to teach statistics, and he said that statistic people like can do whatever they want, like say, oh, there's a correlation here or this and that. So like that's his job. He's teaching it. He's a mathematician, but he's saying like statistic people like can play with numbers and make you believe what you want, what they want.
Absolutely, absolutely. That was basically what I learned. Like that, we got some charts, and we should analyze those charts. And when I think back and remember those charts, I get a headache because they were so difficult to analyze and so difficult to understand what they actually want to say with that chart. You know, it's like it was crazy. So many variables, and they were trying to trick people. You know, that's what happens all the time, like tricking people.
You see, that happens also in digital marketing when you're doing reports. For clients.
Absolutely, yeah, it is definitely
with the numbers. I don't like doing reports. Like sometimes yes, but because a lot of times, maybe not a lot of times, but a few times, There wasn't many changes made in the account, so you have to like, I don't know, like do the numbers to make it
pretend to be,
yeah. All right, so Tim, next question. What do you think? What do you like about this career in SEO, Google Ads? What do you like about this career?
Well, quick answer. I just love sitting in front of my computer, being a nerd. Seriously, I'm a nerd. So,
awesome. That's awesome. That's awesome.
Even though my friends wouldn't describe me like that, but definitely, I love sitting in front of a computer and doing things. And yeah, it's just that's cool. It. Yeah.
Awesome. Awesome. Okay. So next question. Easiest way to appear in Google for local businesses. So yeah, so easiest way to appear in Google for local businesses.
Okay. The easiest way is probably through get a Google My Business listing, like sign up for Google My Business, complete the information on the business listing and verify it. So, and it probably takes up to 3 days, and then you can start ranking locally. You know, it's instantly there. You just have to make sure you get some people searching for your business in the local area, because it's all proximity and distance related. So the next step I would do is, if you want to improve the rankings, make sure you optimize the website and get your business NAP, so the name, address, and the phone number, listed on as many relevant directories as possible. You know, you have all these business directories out there, and from my experience, I can say if you put your business on, say, the best or the most important 50 directories, like sites like Yelp and Facebook and Yellow Pages and Bing, Foursquare, and all these local directories. You know, every town has its own local site, or like the governmental site, and you can most likely add your business to those sites as well. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the easiest way, I think.
Yeah. So according to me, local SEO, like it's simple, but for sure, like, if you're more competitive or for different reason, like there's some technicalities that will make the process harder. Like, let's say like your business is in a building and there's so many addresses in that same building, so that can be difficult. But yeah, local SEO is like, it's straightforward, but for sure, like there's work behind, like your website maybe being mobile friendly, speed, anyway, stuff. But yeah.
Yeah, you're pretty surprised, but so many people just doing it wrong. I mean, it's really, you said it. It's so easy, actually. You just you follow a simple guide.
Is easy, but it's not, because sometimes, like, just maybe you want to change the number, but Google doesn't want you to change the number that Google My Business. So
yeah, true.
Yeah, but absolutely. Yeah, so basically, it's, if everything goes smoothly, like, it can be really easy, but sometimes, oh my God.
Yeah, but it mostly does, actually. You just have to follow a simple guideline, you know, just follow a simple.
And check Tim's group. He has one of, like, I see.
Yeah, check it out.
Check it out. I forgot the name, but it's like local SEO
strategies and Google My Business help.
Yeah, but anyway, put it in the picture. So just look at the picture, or
it's a blue and orange.
I'll put it in the description. So he has one of the biggest local. I think he has the biggest with the most engagement. So maybe
it's not the biggest. So I'm missing 2,000 members, I guess, but it got definitely the most engagement.
Exactly. So if you want tips, like, he gives so much information about local SEO. I did a course on SEO and I checked his guide for inspiration. I was like, damn, everything free.
Of course, it's free. Everything.
If you follow his guide, I kid you not, you will most likely rank for Google My Business. That's
absolutely
stuff that you have to do, maybe, but most definitely you'll rank. So yeah, check the comments. Awesome for his Facebook group. on local SEO, how to appear in Google without paying for ads. And that's perfect for lawyers, plumbers, physiotherapists, anything that gives.
All local business, all small local businesses. Yeah.
Okay, awesome. So next question. Easiest way to appear in Google for e-commerce. Easiest way to appear in Google for e-commerce businesses.
Yeah, well, I'm not an expert. I'm not an expert in e-commerce SEO, to be honest. What I would do, because I've got my experience with e-commerce because I had 3 online shops, so I kind of know what I'm talking about. And I mean, what you really have to do is pick your niche. That's probably the easiest way to rank. Like, choose a niche that is very trendy, that no one's that doesn't have a high search volume and doesn't have a high competition. And I mean, you can only rank if someone's searching for your stuff. Otherwise, what's the point in ranking? It's like, it's like saying something and nobody's listening. Then you can ask yourself, did you actually say something? Or what's the point in talking if no one's listening? So you have to find a niche that someone is searching for. Because it's so easy to rank on Google for I don't know, FGHJKL, like random terms. You can instantly rank on Google's first page, but you want to make sure that someone is really searching for something before you go on. And you just have to do some research on topics that could do well soon or at the beginning of something bigger. Yeah. So that would be my advice. But yeah, I failed a lot in e-commerce, so.
I would add also, well, for even local businesses, but for e-commerce, what will also really help is blogging about your products, about ways. You don't need necessarily to blog about your product, but like you can do like top 10 best products, and you can mention competitors or in that blog. Maybe it's counterproductive for some people, but if your article is really helpful and you list different brands that are available for your product, and you can put emphasis on your product, that will tend to be more shared, and probably that article will rank and it will bring organic traffic. And also for e-com, I suggest to do schema markups, because depending on your brand, but if you sell food online, beverages, stuff like that, or stuff that are related to recipes, I was working with a brand and their article were never being ranked, but I saw the articles that was being ranked were articles that had schema markups. You saw the picture of the recipe, and that was on top. So sometimes, if you see that schema markup is ranking, do schema markup for your products.
Yeah. I mean, I would say blogging is a great way for every business, not just online businesses. It's like, exactly. Most of my clients don't understand that concept, so they don't understand why blogging would be beneficial to them. And I'm basically spending a lot of time explaining why blogging is a great way to increase brand awareness and to reach a broader audience and to reach more people in general. So, I mean, of course, there are Facebook is push marketing, and blogging is also push marketing, because you're pushing it to someone. Sorry, you're pushing it to someone who's not in need right now. And Google, on the other side, is the total opposite. So Google is a pull marketing channel. So people are searching for something. They have a sometimes urgent need for something. So that's not the case on Facebook. But still, even though when you push out, for example, you have a very urgent service like a towing service, and people would only come to Google, would only get to Google and search for a towing service, because when they are in need, they don't go to Facebook and get some inspiration, They want to get inspired
Oh,
when
yeah.
they need a towing service.
Probably going to call the first towing business or the
Absolutely. Absolutely. They just go straight to Google, mostly the local search, and then they call the next business. So that's the closest to them. But when you already are familiar with a towing business, you would call them first. So if you would, as a towing business owner, if you would throw out, I don't know, 4 to 6 blog posts a month, and people get that into their feed and they see it all the time, oh my God, that's a great towing company. It gives so much value.
That's true. I wouldn't think that like a service like towing or plumber, that will be good to like do Facebook ads long term. Like me, usually I will do remarketing, but just like putting your brand out there, people will think about your brand like, oh, that towing service look like they know what they're doing on top of their stuff, and they will think you. Okay.
That will pop instantly to their mind, and maybe they run a Google search in addition to that, and then the 5th business on the list is that business that they saw on Facebook. They are more likely to call that business instead of the other 4 that are ranking higher. You know?
Yeah.
That's how it works.
I like that strategy. I learned something today.
Yay!
Awesome. Okay, so next question. How did you grow your local SEO group to be that big? Did you use like ads? Did you like share it on Google?
Bots. I only use bots.
That's the way to go.
No, I didn't. And actually, you can't run ads for Google for groups on Facebook. It's not possible. You would have to send people from Facebook to a landing page on your blog website or wherever, and from there you can send people to your Facebook group. But you can't directly advertise your group. How did I start and how did I grow this? It's a good question. The first thing before I started the group was I was helping people in other Facebook groups because I wanted to see if marketing works like I thought marketing would work, and because I had the idea that the more I help people, the more awareness I would get and the more clients I could get. So, and when I started, I didn't have a client. So, and I was like, okay, just try that for 2 weeks. So I was back then I was traveling in a van in Australia.
Yeah,
and I had so much time, you know. And then I thought, okay, just let's try it for 2 weeks. So I would sit down for 14 hours a day and help people on Facebook groups. And I did that, like seriously, 14 hours a day, just commenting, helping people. And after 2 weeks, I got a message on Facebook from someone that I thought would ask for a coaching. And I was like, sorry, man, I've never done coachings. I don't know, I can't help you. And he said, well, I don't need anyone to give me a coaching. I just need someone who could do the marketing for my business, who could run the ads, the Google ads for my business. And I was like, okay, I'm in. And then I think 3 days later, he transferred $600. And I was like, oh my God, I made money online. So that was really a game changer. It was really a game changer. So, and then, and then after a few, I mean, I did that again, and I got another client, and so I was able to make some money. But then I realized, okay, people are blocking me from their Facebook groups because they realized I was giving too much value to the people in their groups. So I was just answering too many questions. Then I started posting as well. I was just dropping value bombs, you know, just pure value, just explaining everything, how things work. And the people loved it. I got so much engagement, but the group owners didn't. So they just, some of them just blocked me because it was too much value to their crowd. And I was a threat in their eyes probably. So that's when I actually thought about growing the group for myself, because then nobody would be there to kick me out, you know. And so to finally answer your question, when I started with that, I pimped my Facebook profile. So I put a link in there. I was designing the cover image and tried to attract as many people as possible as to click on the link and to come to my Facebook group and join. So having a very professional business profile was crucial. And then I was still commenting in other Facebook groups, and people would come to my profile, click on the link, join my group. So that was the base. There was a little strategy at the beginning. And
you were like giving value in other groups, but were you adding those people that were commenting on your posts in other groups as friends?
You can't. No. I didn't add anyone. I tried that strategy a few years ago as well. I was adding so many friends. I still have so many Facebook friends that are still so irrelevant to my business because they do something completely different. But I wasn't adding them. No, I was just dropping value, answering their questions, and they would come to my profile. They were being curious. They were just became curious, come to my profile, and then visited the links in my group, the links to my group, and then they joined. That's how it worked for the first 9 months. So I mean, obviously they got a lot of value there too. So I published 1 post per day for the first 9 months because that was the time from 0 to 1,000 members. So it took 9 months to get 1,000 members, and it's now 2 years for 14,000 something. Yeah.
Okay, but how do you grow from 1,000 to like how did you how like just yeah?
Well, it's probably, it sounds more complicated than it actually is, because the real problem, the real struggle is from 0 to 1,000 members. That's where things are really hard, because you post, like I said, I posted one time a day, like 1 post a day, and no one was just caring about my posts. You just have to, you would sit down for 3 hours or 4 hours sometimes to create a really amazing post. And what happens? Sometimes not a single like, not a single like. And I was like, man, that's the best information ever on this planet you could ever get. And I didn't get a like for that. I was like, oh my God, it's so frustrating. Like, seriously. And if that happens if that happens more often, you just you get so frustrated, and you just you doubt yourself. And yeah, that's the biggest problem, to get from 0 to 1,000 members, because from 1,000 members, Facebook, when your group has enough engagement, Facebook will promote that group to the feeds of the people, and that's how they get to your group back then, and through the search, obviously. But people wouldn't have to come to my profile to get to my group.
Okay. Yeah, true. Because I didn't know you did a SEO group, but like once I was looking for some SEO tips, and your group pop up. Well, hey, I know this guy. So yeah, basically, okay, cool. Because we have I have the feeling, or other people also have the feeling, like it's difficult. Well, it's difficult to grow a group, yeah, because the energy. But it's the process is simple, but it's long. It takes time.
The consistency is very important. Marketing in general is so easy. Like, seriously, it sounds like, oh man, that guy already has his agency now, he can just say things like that. But no, it's easy in general. You just have to be consistent with everything you do. If you just do it every day, like a little bit, just spend an hour a day, and you will see 1.5 years later, you achieved something. So 100%. Everyone who I was listening to when I started told me that, and now I can tell that to the people, because it's the truth. It's what it is. It's no rocket science. It's just doing it consistently over time, and you will succeed no matter what.
I like that. Thank you. That really inspired me. And so people that want to learn digital marketing as a career, or add a new skill, like just consistency, just do a little bit every day or once a week, but consistency, or entrepreneurs that are struggling, like where are the sales or prospects? Where are they? no engagement. It's just like consistency. Like, yes, if something doesn't work, try maybe something else, but still keep doing what you did, because maybe you just need to push. But yeah.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, I think a lot of people in the digital marketing world have these have that shiny object syndrome. You know, they follow something for maybe a month or two, and then after 2 months they realize, okay, well, that looks easier to achieve, so they just go a totally opposite direction. And then
Yeah.
the same thing happens for the next 2 months. You know, they follow this for 2 months and they realize, oh my God, that's so hard, and I didn't achieve anything. So then they see something else and they just follow. Oh my God, look at this! You can make money easier with that one. I mean, obviously, failing with something is different than having a shiny object syndrome, because when I failed with my online shops, it was not that I had a shiny object syndrome. No, I was just frustrated 3000 when it didn't work. You know, it was like, man, I missed something. So, but I wasn't good enough. It wasn't the right time for that. But you have to fail to be able to be successful at the end of the day.
Yeah, you will fail. You will fail. Some people don't, but that's rare. Most people, like, damn, lose
Yeah, most people, absolutely.
like years, money,
Yeah.
time. Oh, but yeah. So next question, final question. What do you like less about your career?
Yeah, that's a very good question. Because what most people see is always the bright side. You know, you can work from wherever you want, and you can travel, and you can, you know, you don't have to go to a 40-hour. You don't have to spend 40 hours in an office. You don't want to sit. But on the other side, it can really be frustrating sometimes, because I'm like, right now, I mean, during the coronavirus pandemic and things like that, you're most of the time alone. And before Corona, I was always declining invitations to parties or to meetings or to any occasion, like any things with my friends. You know, like if they want to have a drink sometimes, and I was like, no, man, I just work, sorry. And you know, if you do that on a regular basis, it's like, it's so annoying to yourself. It's like, oh my God, I actually should go with them, because, you know, having a social interaction would be nice this week. But sometimes you just don't have this. You know, I don't have a social interaction sometimes during a week. So maybe, yeah, it is what it is. And hanging out with friends is becomes a rare thing. But at the end of the day, I don't want to change the Tim from today with the Tim from 5 years ago. So everything is fine like it is. And the next thing that I don't like is it's funny, because when you run an agency, you have to rely on clients, but I don't like clients at all. So
I know what you mean, but yeah, I've heard that before.
it's like they can really be a pain in the ass, man. It's like it's really hard sometimes, because you're communicating on a different level. You are communicating from the marketing point of view, and they're communicating from their business point of view, and they think sometimes, like, no, I don't want to say most of the time, but sometimes they really think they know it better than you. And it stresses me when someone whose expertise is somewhere else wants to teach me and tell me what I have to do, and what I have to look at. And so what I did was I just fired the clients that I didn't want anymore. So, and from that day on, everything was so relaxed. Seriously, I have such a great life with clients, because, and also when you screen them before you take them on, you don't have to see the money, even though it's great money. If the money is great, but the work is a pain in the ass, I don't want to do it at all, because my time is more valuable than all the money in this world. So yeah, we just having a better time is better than having a worse time.
Definitely. Okay.
It was clever.
Awesome. Okay, I have a. It wasn't prepared, that question, but I have a quick question for you. Last question, like, for in SEO, what's what's your day-to-day? What does it look like for SEO or just SEO in general? Like what a day-to-day in SEO looks like?
Well, it's different. I mean, it's different today than it used to be when I started, because I'm not so much involved with the content creation, the optimization processes anymore, because I hire people to do that. So you're basically teaching people and hiring people and having, it's basically HR and a lot about hiring people and teaching them what they have to do so that they can do the best work for you. But when I put myself into the shoes of someone who's optimizing pages, it's like, you get the content from a content writer, and then you would put that on a page and you start optimizing the headlines, the body copy, the internal linking, the titles, the meta descriptions. You add schema markup to it. So a very, very effective tip is, for example, maybe someone knows what I'm talking about. It's using the product schema will allow you to add stars ratings to Google search results. So the stars ratings were depreciated in September last year. So Google didn't want that anymore for local businesses to have stars ratings, because it was so easy to manipulate, because everyone could just add a 5 stars rating, and you would trick Google's visitors and Google's customers at the end of the day. But the product schema is still a way to do that, and my clients love me for that, because that drives their click-through rates through the roof.
Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice.
Other than that, I don't know. What can I tell you? Most of the time I'm spending with content creation for my own business. It's not so much about the clients' businesses. I mean, obviously I care about their customers more than about my own customers. Like, I care more about, for example, I have a truck repair shop as a client. I care more about their customers than I care about getting new clients, things like that. I think that is a very important attitude that you should need, or that you should get when you start a digital agency. So because when you care about their customers, your clients will be satisfied as well.
Yeah, you have good case studies to show up. Yeah. Okay, awesome. Well, Tim, thank you very much.
Oh, we're done already? Wow, that was fast.
A lot of knowledge for either people that want to start a career in digital marketing, or for entrepreneurs that want to hire a consultant. If you're looking for someone to do your local SEO, Tim, like, he's the guy. Like, he drops so much value for free. So, like, you read his stuff, you see, like, he knows what he's talking about. But, like, sometimes it can be a pain, like, to do it yourself. You don't have time, you just want to hire someone. So work with Tim, and I'll leave his Facebook group in the comments.
Yeah, awesome. Thank you very much. Pleasure to talk to you, and see you hopefully next time.
Yes.
So, and I want you to grow your group, man.
Yes, I will. Awesome, man. All right. Thanks a lot, Tim. Right. Have a nice day.
See you. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.